Yeah, let's turn on the TV. Whoa, the future of content. Let's go. Let's go now. Whoa, and here we go now. Yeah, I know has a visionary plan. Decraft stories of faraway lands. Raven shapes the VR scene. Biggest bro unites all to dream. True media, we're setting the stage. Web3, AI, we're turning the page. Livestream soar, our vision's bright. Building tomorrow with creative light. True media, we lead the way. In the metaverse, we're here to stay. Meta be Sparks, co-hosts with flair. Video shame films with cinematic care. NFTs, collections, we paved the road. Community strong, our stories told. True media, we're setting the stage. Web3, AI, we're turning the page. Live stream soar, our vision's bright. Building tomorrow with creative light. True media, we lead the way. In the metaverse, we're here to stay. Agents and blockchain, the future's near. AI music, crystal clear. From code to hearts, we're breaking new ground. True media's vision is leaps and bounds. True media, we're setting the stage. Web3, AI, we're turning the page. Live stream soar, our vision's bright. Building tomorrow with creative light. True media, we lead the way.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Aloha Friday, and happy Aloha Friday, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. It is time to relax and chill. We've made it, everyone. We've made it to the end of the weekend. I can't wait to not just kind of hang out and relax with everybody. And guys, we have an action-packed show, but before we even get any further, let me get my co-host in the studio. I don't have one co-host. I've got two because Andy, aka Fro Bro, has joined D and I on the panel tonight. What's up, Fro?
Hey, Aloha Friday, brother. Aloha Friday, everyone in the chat.
Let's go. This chat is blowing up. D, you're muted.
What's up? No, sorry, I got like my side is like breaking up on you guys, so I don't know if it's coming in that way for you, but I was like,
You're okay now? You're all good?
I'm okay. I'm okay now. My weekend has finally started. I'm great. I think that's what you guys are asking, right? Happy Aloha Friday. Fro, are you ready? Are you ready? It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday.
I don't think Stevensview is going to run away this time. I think he's going to chill out. Normally, the rest of the guests like, what's she doing? So
this is normal. I swear.
It's super normal, guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Fro, thank you for joining us. But guys, before we even get any further, Jenna is going to join us because she is doing the open monologue.
Aloha, everyone. Jenna from True Media Group here. I hope everyone's having a spectacular week. Stevensview from the VeeFriends community joins us for the first half of the show to talk about his journey into this space. Also, Fro Bro Productions joins us for the second half of the show to debut their new movie based on the Element X project. This should be epic. Also, shout out to 2 community members from Element X for donating some awesome giveaways for the live stream. I'm your host, Jenna. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Dee, I really believe we need to start giving Jenna a raise because for some reason, whenever she goes on air, our ratings go up. I don't understand it. So
I'm getting replaced, guys.
no, you're not getting replaced. I think I'm getting replaced here, right? You know what I mean? Fro, I think I need to join you in the dirt. So
no, she does a phenomenal job on that. Thank you, Jenna. Yeah,
shout
you
out to
need
Jenna.
a raise.
She doesn't. She definitely needs a raise, and I hear she's got some cousins. So stay tuned, guys. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. There's more there's more employees to pop up from now on now. But guys, before we get our guests into the studio, it's just really good to see everyone here. It's good to see you, Fro Bro, as well. Can't wait to see your guys' video. Before we get Stevensview in, can you kind of give us a really quick rundown on what we can expect?
Yeah, so this is our very first many Elm on X videos. This is kind of done in the style of like a documentary video where we're following this, you know, unrefined, prehistoric, you know, hunter gatherer, and you know, he goes from, you know, just very crude artwork, cave drawings, to finding Elm on X fine art, and it kind of goes from there. So that's pretty much the whole gist of it.
Right on. So I'm stoked for that. Guys, so it'll probably be in an hour from now that we're going to air that. So we will let you know when that happens. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And yes, you guys heard Jenna right. We do have 4 giveaways actually tonight. And we're going to let you guys know what that is. But those giveaways were donated from 2 individuals from the Elm on X community. And I got to tell you, you guys, these giveaways are insane. I think this is the most generous giveaways we've ever done on this channel, I think. So I really, really want to give a big shout out to, I believe, Freak, as well as Being Real with you. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys for donating not only to your own community, but to our audience as well. And our big hope here, guys, as we always do here in Aloha Friday, is we want people to network and connect. So everyone in the chats, please talk story, hang out, and let's get to know someone who's actually here, guys. The individual that we're going to be interviewing today is actually here in our state. We're in the same time zone for once, so I'm super stoked to go and talk to a local, as we like to call it, here in Hawaii. So let's go, guys. So I think we should just get him in, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. And everybody, I'm sorry if I'm missing the chats, but shout out to our moderator. I see you in there, Raven. Let's go. The co-producer is producing as usual. And I love to see it. But guys, let's get our guest into the studio, and hopefully he doesn't have a choppy ride here. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Stevensview from our neck of the woods. What's going on, Stevensview? How are you doing today, man?
Hey, aloha. Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure to get to connect up with some awesome podcasters here on the island.
Yes, and I love the fact that he said aloha, D. That is just awesome right there, you guys. I don't think we've ever interviewed someone in Hawaii before, so you're the first right here, man. And we've been doing it for 3 years, so you are literally our FA when it comes to interviewing anyone here. So shout out to you, man. D, go ahead.
Sorry, I might have missed some parts, or because I had to leave and come back, but thank you for coming on. It's like Hinano said, it's awesome to get a chance to talk to someone from, you know, the same 808 represent. So it's just very exciting. So I thank you for your time. It's yeah, I'm really happy that we get to like spend some time with someone that like we don't want to dox ourselves and say exactly where we are, but to like be familiar when we're talking about certain things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's just Hinano and I like just talking, and then like no one else kind of like relates. Well, except Fro, because he's been here before. But yeah, it's just nice to interact with you. So thank you for your time. Yeah, I just want to start it off with just if you could give us like a little intro on who you are, you know, how you know, being from Hawaii, like there's not a lot of like Web3 internet stuff happening around here. So how did you also tell us like how you came to like find out about the whole internet land and Web3?
Yeah, not a problem. I originally was from Arizona, and so started there. Military brought me over to the islands back in early 2000s, and was fortunate to finish up my time there. I actually joined the military to get into the tech field, and you know, was fortunate to kind of be knowledgeable in that even before the military, and just really have a passion of connecting and being that bridge between tech and people. And I think that was kind of my strong suit coming out of the military, and just wanting to do some kind of, you know, business entrepreneurship journey, and was really seeking mentorship, and was fortunate to connect up with some people who are successful business owners here on the island, that were open enough to take me under their wing and kind of teach me their mindset, and, you know, tap me into their resources and their relationships to kind of head down that path. And that's kind of what opened the door to Gary Vee. So he actually, one of my mentors introduced me to a video of him and just his mindset, and just, you know, the thought of kindness and wanting to pay it forward and wanting to be a positive impact. And those were definitely big values of mine that still resonate to this day, and that I'm looking to utilize my skills and resources to continue to be that light, even out here on the islands or in the tech space, to show people, you know, what's possible, be an example, and possibly, you know, have a hand up to bring people along that, you know, want to go on that journey along with me. So that's kind of how I got introduced to Gary. And then, you know, the COVID happened. You know, that's usually the reset part for a lot of people, because you know, that got you locked into your house. And I had kind of heard whispers about crypto when I, obviously being in tech, but not really dove into it. And then, you know, when COVID happened, I didn't really have much else to study, so decided to kind of head down that rabbit hole. And lo and behold, Gary shows up again, and he's like, "I'm gonna start doing this crypto NFT thing." And I was like, "Wow, all right, so this guy must know something." And yeah, I mean, kind of, I'd like to say the rest is history, but it's kind of funny because we're just getting started, which is kind of crazy to think. Like, I've been around since day one. You know, the clunkiness of crypto and onboarding and NFTs, and just kind of seeing, you know, how fast technology has adapted and shifted and improved and all that stuff. Being the age that I am, I was fortunate to kind of see the progression of the internet and shopping online and all that stuff kind of go from
You were
dial-up
around
to
when
where we
email
are.
first started, right? So.
Exactly. And so
What's
kind of
an
seeing that
email?
similar trend, right? Remember AOL and Hotmail and all
Man, I
those?
remember that. What was it? That Good Morning America commercial where they were all like, just like dogging on the internet, like, "What's this thing? No one's gonna use it." Right? And now,
And the same conversations are being told in Web3 about
yes,
crypto and everything. And it's like, it's funny. It's hilarious because history truly repeats itself. And it
it does.
feels like just an echo of 10, 15 years ago. Everybody's like, nobody's going to use the internet. I'm afraid of getting scammed on the internet. I don't want to put my credit card on. Da 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 da. And it's
Yeah.
like, you cannot live without the internet nowadays. So
Yeah,
like,
or email, right? I remember the first time email came out. I was like telling my mom, like, "Hey, so you're gonna sign up for an AOL account? You get an email? Why do I need email? All I have
mhm.
to do is mail something through the post office." And I'm like, "What?" So that's funny, guys. Really quick, we have someone else that just popped in right now. Before we continue the interview, I'm gonna bring this guy in right now. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the other half of Fro Bro Productions, Anand. What is up, Anand?
Aloha Friday.
Aloha, bro.
What's up, everybody?
Hello,
Everyone doing?
Friday.
How you doing, Anand? Anand,
Anand.
Stevensview, Anand.
Yeah.
Hey, Anand.
Nice to
How's
meet
it
you.
going, man? Nice
Good,
to meet
good.
you.
Awesome. So now we're gonna kind of continue on with this interview, and then I was telling the audience that probably about an hour from now or 45 minutes, we're gonna debut you guys' movie.
Awesome. Sounds
Let's go. All right. So kind of go ahead. I'm sorry, Steven. Go ahead and continue where you left off.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I got into VeeFriends, is getting onboarded by Gary and really doing some research in crypto and NFTs and understanding a little bit about tech and the potential. But being that I had some knowledge in business and had some knowledge in tech, and like really seeing that bridge and that possibilities of what NFTs could be. Never really dove too deep into crypto as far as a currency, but understanding, that was kind of a requirement to get into the NFT aspect of collectabilities and stuff. And so went in quite a bit on the initial mint of VeeFriends. Got to watch the whole bull run go from thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars to hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was crazy. Like back in 21, 22, and just sitting there and just being like, nope, I believe that this is the future. Like literally just like shrugging off nuts amount of money. Like literally you look back and you're like, I don't know what I was thinking. But it was just like
we were
one of
all
those.
smart back then, though, right? We all knew exactly what we were doing. I felt that way, right? Because I remember that boat. Like the entire
Yeah.
market was just, I gotta say, overinflated. And
Oh,
so it's kind of like
100%.
you threw anything at the wall. It's like, wow, look it go up, right? So
Yep.
everybody was a genius back in what, 2021, 2020?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it was great to go through that, because again, like you said, we didn't know anything about the technology. We didn't know about the cross connect between currency and taxes and how that was all going to play out. So
Yeah.
I mean that was a lot of the unknowns that I was just like, well, I kind of don't want to cash out freaking a lot of money and then having to have the repercussions of that. So
Yeah.
and I didn't really have a requirement for it at the time, so.
Right.
I just kind of wrote it, and obviously we all know that story. It went all the way down 85, 90%, and we all sat there and watched that dip. And I mean, it's funny again, because now we look today, it's 120 Bitcoin, and like yesterday it was 17,000 Bitcoin. It's pretty nuts to watch that kind of roller coaster go. But what's great about VeeFriends and Gary is, I mean, since day one, he's been super passionate about this was going to be his lifelong project, that he was going to invest everything that he's got access to into making sure it's successful. And I mean, he's runs hundreds of millions of dollars in business and other marketing companies. And I mean, if he's willing to back it with his dollars, and obviously understanding the type of jockey that he is, of putting in work and not necessarily caving to the opinions of others, he's going to stay on track and he's going to continue to move forward. So that's what he's done for 5 years now, which is pretty impressive.
I've noticed that community is pretty solid. When we had Chris Chan on last week, I mean, there was a lot of people in the chat, mainly for a Tuesday night, right? Like for us, I believe the stream's like 4:00, but that's like 7 to like maybe almost midnight for some people on the East Coast. But there was a lot of the VeeFriends community in there. And that's what we like to see here. And that's what we like to do. And what I love is at the beginning of your story, you pretty much said that you're trying to be a positive light in this space. That's exactly what we're trying to do here as well. when Dee and I first got here 3 years ago, just to kind of give a quick backstory, we never did this. We never thought that we would be up here doing a podcast, interviewing people. I shouldn't be here. You know, I'm in my mid 40s and like I'm in communication, by the way, and
Okay.
I'm a desk jockey, and so I shouldn't be up here talking on the internet and staring at people, let alone playing with digital toys, right? But I'm here, and you know, I actually really enjoy this space, and if it wasn't for this space, I don't think I would have been able to enhance the things that I'm doing really right now. I never would have thought to start a broadcasting entity out here ever in my lifetime. And now we're out here doing that with people and partnerships, and we're reaching out to communities. It's a beautiful thing. And the one thing we really, really want to try to perpetuate here that we find missing, at least Dee and I, and Dee will be back, guys. She's having some computer issues, is the Aloha spirit. And you know what this is. And so does Fro, and I believe Anon as well, because they've been here before. And once you understand what that is, then it's different, right? That's kind of like a realization. Everyone that I've met that has moved from the mainland has come down here, experienced the Aloha spirit, experienced an Aloha Friday with a bunch of locals at the beach. They get it. They're like, okay, it's not that bad. And that's what we're really trying to do here, is just spread that Aloha spirit, or at least we're trying to. And I'd love to hear that that's something similar that you're trying to do as well. And so that's my question. Being from the islands, you know, how does that impact you being in this space? Because for us, everyone looks at Dee and I like, who are these two? I've never seen, and that's kind of what we get a lot. And I don't know if Fro can attest to this or not, but they're like, I've never met two people like you before, unless you've been to Hawaii, right? Do you get that?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I think that's why, like, anytime you meet somebody from the islands, either on the mainland or anywhere, right? Like, you can tell they're from the islands. Like, there's just that aura, the vibe, the energy, whatever.
You're like, smiling like us, right?
Yeah. So, it's like, you're from Hawaii. Oh, yeah. How'd you know? Like, oh. And then, like, it's automatic family, right?
Yes,
and it's similar to like Web3 and communities too. It's like, I mean, I'm sure we're all we could rock merchandise of some brand or something, and if we're in the space and we kind of know, like, there's that instant connection of being like, oh, is that a Bored Ape?
Yeah,
hey, you know about Bored Ape, right? Like, and then automatic connection. So, I think it's hand in glove with the Aloha spirit, and yeah, I mean, as much as I want to like expand and possibly, you know, find ventures outside of the island, I have not found any kind of culture that is like the islands. I mean, as much as we want to think like, you know, the ninth island is Vegas, and you know, another one is up in the Northwest, and we're like, oh yeah, but it's not the same. It's like not, there's something about just the positive tropical ohana culture out here that I'm fortunate to have a handful of VeeFriends come through, and you know, kind of being the, I don't know, pillar VeeFriend out here that everybody's like, oh, you going to Hawaii? Hit up Stevens or Justin, right?
Yeah.
So
we're that token local couple too. It's like, oh, from the V. Oh, you know, he not on D for the V community. Yeah, hit him up. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, that is the truth. There is actually an individual. There's a community member down here. I'm not going to say where he is, but he's not on our island. And so then you have to go through that conversation. Like, well, what island are you going on? There's more than one? Yeah, Hawaii's like got a lot more islands than just one, right? Which one? And usually they're always like either on Maui or Kauai, right? So
yeah, for sure. But good
that's
deal.
Funny. Welcome back.
But I know you guys are in the spirit of giving away and stuff. And actually, I'm sure you guys are well aware of POAPs. I don't know if anybody still rocks POAPs, but I actually have a couple friends that work for POAP and stuff, and been trying to kind of do those as I do like milestone things like this kind of interview, or you know, some kind of stream that has a significance. So actually set up a POAP. If anybody's got the app, you can go to and set up the secret word. I just put it in the chat.
Nice,
guys.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah, just to kind of commemorate this interview, because this, like I said, this is kind of huge for me. Just for one, to get to know other Web3 people on the islands, and for two, just the connection that you guys had with Chris, and like opening the door for me and being able to share my story. I'm always excited to kind of reminisce on, you know, the last 3 or 4 years of where we came from and where we were and where we're going. And it's exciting to, like you said, you kind of talk that different language of people in the
Yes.
space, and it's like, oh, you talk the language too.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, like there's another local guy that I interact with. His name is Gilo. Gilo, if you're watching, come back from the back room if you're watching. But yeah, so I met him. I'm like, oh, it's another local. And you know it's another local, and they're talking about spam, and they're talking about fishing and diving, right? You know, so
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
yeah. And so there's some of us out here. There's actually some VV community members also on Oahu as well as here as well. So there's a handful of us down here, but it's just really nice to meet other people from Hawaii. And so I know Fro has been. I'm not sure if you came down here as much, but I know Fro was down here. And so what's so funny, Stevensview, is Fro and I were in the same movie and we didn't know it back in
No
I
way.
believe it was in the 90s. So remember Godzilla with Matthew Broderick?
Uh-huh.
So I was an extra in that movie, and I also did a bunch of sound bites for Taco Bell because I'm also a Tahitian drummer, and I used to have a Tahitian troupe.
Oh, very
So
cool.
yeah, so I played the fakete, and so we toured with Taco Bell, and we were also, you know, like stand-ins as well. So I could have seen him at craft services and would have never noticed.
Craft
But that's
service.
the connection that we have here. But Fro, you have any questions for Stevensview?
Yeah, I do. Dude, so what are the Sapphire cards on VeeFriends?
Sapphire is gonna blow the roof off of VeeFriends Chrome. It's nuts. Like that's kind of your next iteration. So for those that aren't aware, VeeFriends just launched a Topps Chrome partnership with VeeFriends just over a couple months ago. And if you look on the eBay, the prices are insane. I mean, cards have already sold for $50,000 and above on eBay. Like these cards are insane. I actually, my claim to fame of, I guess within the collector community, I pulled the 101 Superfractor of the Black Cat, which is kind of like your
Oh,
Pokemon golden
yes.
child of the whole set.
Wow.
And yeah, so I didn't stream before Topps Chrome, and so when I kind of streamed here and there, but when Topps Chrome came out, kind of went full bore into streaming, and yeah, I'm a chinchilla maxi, so if you look behind me, there's a whole case of chinchillas.
Mm-hmm.
That's my character.
We see.
So I was a very avid chinchilla collector of grabbing the whole rainbow of my character. And so I'm not one to really chase. So after I got my set, I was more on breaking for the community and just providing, good value that, if you go into some of these breaks, just to have a chance at a spot is like hundreds of dollars, possibly thousands of dollars.
Ooh.
And so if you're going into my streams, you might pay $100 for a good spot, but it's very affordable. And yeah, the lady that actually hit it, she was out in Target shopping with her kids and just happened to buy into the spot for less than a couple $100, which usually goes for upwards to $1,000 and more. And she hit the cat, and it's been kind of a movie ever since. We just did that at the end of May, and she actually flew out to the islands to hand carry the card back. And so going back to the Aloha spirit, the conversation that we were talking about, I just let her know, hey, don't worry about accommodations. I got you. You can crash where I'm at, and she literally was coming in for a blitz run, came in, literally 2 days of nonstop, whatever we can fit in, and then she was on her way back home. And she's from the East Coast, so it's not a short trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she came in, and again, just kind of exuding that spirit to been like, hey, if you're coming to the islands, we got you. Don't worry. So. But yeah, going back to Sapphire, I mean, that's kind of what's crazy about VeeFriends and the way they launched Chrome was usually Chrome launches Chrome and Sapphire together. And this one, VeeFriends is doing a lot of things to kind of blaze the trail for Topps and the way that they rolled out things. Like they've never dealt with NFTs before, and they actually put an iteration of the superfractor card. So if you actually hold the superfractor, let me see if I can pull mine out here.
Ooh, here we go.
I have the Chinchilla superfractor. I'm trying not to spill all my.
Hey, no, I got a follow-up question, by the way.
Yep.
Absolutely. How you doing today, Anan? Good to see you.
Pretty good. What do you
Oh, here, let me blow you up.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Cute.
Look at that.
So that
Is that
is
the gold?
a superfractor Chinchilla. So this is the 101 base superfractor. And I was actually the first to complete my full base rainbow
Wow.
of
That
all
is
the rarities of the
cool.
Chinchilla. So
all those are prisms, or
these are all
Refractors.
Topps chrome. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
these are all the chromes. And so the sapphire hasn't rolled out yet. So with the superfractor, what VeeFriends did was, since they started on Web3 and NFTs and stuff, they worked it out with Topps where they could validate the owner of the superfractor card. If you pull the superfractor card, VeeFriends would get on a live call with you to make sure that you own the card and that you validate that it's actually yours and all that stuff. And after they do that, you can actually transition a VeeFriends Series 2 NFT token into a superfractor NFT. They can't call it superfractor on chain because Topps has copyrights and all that stuff. But it's called a refractor. So if you actually go on OpenSea and look at VeeFriends Series 2, you can isolate it through refractor scenes and see all the superfractors that have transitioned their tokens into the superfractor. And so, but yeah, Sapphire again is the next iteration of it. So they're actually launching. We're supposed to be getting them before Nationals at the end of the month. So they're saying it should be shipping either this week or next week. But the Sapphires were given to the Gift Goat NFT holders. So Series 1 Gift Goat NFT holders. There's 555 holders in the whole set. I'm fortunate that I was able to claim one in the dip. So again, kind of watching the market, and I wanted to mint one at mint because I was arbitraging my way with NFTs to day trade and get enough ETH, because it was like at the time 20 grand or so worth of ETH. And I'm like, I ain't dropping 20 grand to get this token, but I'll flip my way up to it. And so I actually flipped my way all up to it. But by the time I had enough crypto, it was sold out. And so, but the utility for the Gift Goat Series 1s, where Gary was going to randomly send you 18 physical gifts over 3 years, and like Hanano, is that how you say your name? Hanano is saying NFTs at the time, you throw something at a wall, it's like a free $2,000. So like he would give you an NFT with your Gift Goat gift, and so literally it was like free money every month or every gift. And again, I missed out on the first 12 gifts, and then the dip happened, and then I happened to arbitrage some of my other tokens at the time, and I had some ETH sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I always wanted this Gift Goat thing. And so managed to pick one up right before the last 6 gifts started getting released. And I mean, the timing was impeccable because the last 6 gifts have been epic, including Sapphire box. And so so they only kept it to 555 boxes. They kept 95 for VeeFriends, that they're going to do whatever they're going to do. Some of them are going to be sold at National out in Chicago. And yeah, it's going to be super exclusive. It's going to kind of be like Series 1 cards. So Topps Chrome is actually the 3rd iteration of cards for VeeFriends, but it's kind of the most significant because it's Topps, right? So
yeah. Amazing.
Anand, you had a question?
Yes, I do. Okay, so all that sounds like super exciting, and the project seems like it's a pretty close-knit community. VeeFriends has one and others. But let's say you're a noob, like once to find out what this project is, and is there like is the project onboarding people that are just brand new, like have no idea like what the project is all about and wants to join, but if it's like this very exclusive, or they can't afford things, are there ways that somebody can get on and from the beginning and not get too confused, if you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, VeeFriends is super good at probably one of the best that I've seen of onboarding people, because they're everywhere, right? So like they're literally posting on X, they're on Whatnot streams almost every day. They have a very awesome community that actually puts out a lot of content. And so I'm gonna actually put in the chat anbag.com. She's a huge component of one of the community members that helped a lot of people with the Chrome launch, because she actually did a lot of the legwork of putting in the rarities and stuff of the cards. So a lot of people are coming into knowing about VeeFriends through the physical aspect, have zero clue of the NFTs and all that stuff, which I mean, is understandable, because even people who have been in it still are confused about it for the most part, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they've staffed on a handful of people. Jeremy Knows is kind of the lead of community consulting. And so if you do have any questions about either getting an NFT or any questions about the brand, first I would just recommend hopping onto a Whatnot stream, because you don't need an NFT or anything to be a part of the community. Like, it's kind of like Hawaii, right? Like, we're all in this Web3 thing together.
Right.
So we can all learn from each other.
I think kind of similar to our community here, right? I mean, we're like having a conversation right now on Friday talking about all these spaces. And I think sometimes like if you're not aware of Web3 and NFTs, sometimes it's kind of like daunting. It's like, I don't want to get into that, right? So I think for us, our group here, we want to grow the space, and how do we do that, right? How do we get people on and enjoy the space like we do? And if there's different ways that VeeFriends are doing it, and then can share that, that's like a positive, right? So that's kind of like what I want to ask is if it's something where a guy can go in and like, do they have a chance to get that one of one? If they do, then wait, hey, you might get somebody, hey, I'm gonna go in there and maybe try one, so I think that draw would help, right? If they have a chance. If it's like, oh, there's no way, 1 out of a million, forget it, I'm not gonna go in there, what's the point, right? So if there's other things about the project that is positive, that, hey, I mean, if I don't get it, but it's a great community, they're doing all these other things that's enjoyable, right? That I can have fun with and play with, whatever, then why not? So
yeah, they've done a lot of partnerships and cross collaborations to really bring exposure just to the name of the brand. I mean, even people who I've like, oh, do you know Gary, or do you know VeeFriends? They're like, nope. It's like, do you know Gary V? They're like, oh yeah, I listen to his stuff. I'm like, well, you should know about VeeFriends. But like, he's always talking about it, and I think that's where a lot of the merchandise comes into play, where like people ask you about the merchandise, or like they're always giving out cards and stuff to be like, oh, what are these? And like they have such a wide array of this funnel of things that they're trying to get people inquisitive about, to start those conversations. It's kind of like anything we do, right? Web3 in business, like to have a conversation with people that either are absolutely unknown of anything in the space, like it's our job to educate them, right? And so that's where just having those things to kind of start the conversation, and then you can just through your own research understand the partnership that they had. Like the latest one, which we're super excited about, is they actually partnered with Stephen Curry for the next iteration of super stickers that are coming out next month. And so just to have, again, exposure into a whole different basketball community that we've never touched base, is pretty mind-boggling to see. You know, same thing with Tops. Like, we've been around for 4 years, but nobody had heard of VeeFriends until Tops exposed it to them and been like, oh wow, what is this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think just being like anything, you want to be the best example of people that want to get engaged into what you're doing. And I think that's unfortunately Web3. I mean, we all saw it at the beginning of 21, 22, where, I mean, unfortunately, like it's always said, money doesn't necessarily, money just exposes more of who you are. And unfortunately, a lot of bad apples got exposed to money and gave kind of that black eye to Web3. And so I think it's our job to, you know, kind of turn that boat around to been like, oh yeah, you know, Web3 is about positivity. It's about, you know, connecting. It's about communities. It's about the Aloha spirit, you know, and it's like, how do we do that? We be the best example, and then have people ask us like, oh, you know, what communities are you a part of? And like all that stuff. And, you know, the really red tape that you don't want to cross though is cross connecting communities to financial advice. Right?
Yeah.
Especially with crypto, because that is super I never suggest anything to anybody about crypto. I'm just like, hey, you know, you can go do your own research. I can give you my opinions, but I'm not going to try and convince you on anything. So,
you know, I really want to jump in on that one because that is something that we've made it a point not to do here is price talk, price action, anything. The one thing I don't want to do is tell people, check out this collectible. You should buy it right away before it runs out, or, you know, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but if I were you, we don't do none of that here. At least we try not to. We have like one show where we talk about Web3, but we really stipulate to people that this is really to explain it in a very simplified manner, and we're coming at it from a newbie's perspective, right? But that is something I just never wanted to do. I know some people, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, for the people that actually do that content, you know, different strokes for different folks. But for us, I just made it a point, and I was with D when we started this whole thing. I'm like, we should never talk about price, because the last thing 100%. I want to do is for someone to get hurt because of my advice.
Yep.
I'll be responsible for that blame.
Except for Wes. Except for Wes. I tell Wes everything. And guess what? Wes just reached 100. He just reached a level 100. So, hey, you're welcome, Wes. Anytime, buddy. Anyways, shout out to Wes. He just reached 100, level 100 on VV, and you deserve it, brother. You really do. All right, continue on, Stephen. Sorry.
Oh no. So yeah, I mean, I hope that answers your question as far as just like, the best way to kind of onboard.
Yeah, I think for folks who's, you know, never heard of the project or just new in the space, I think those kinds of like you know, answers would you know, quell some of these fears, I guess. Yeah, appreciate that.
You know, I want to go back to the term you were saying, like about like it's our it's really up to us to educate people about Web3. Whenever someone asks me what Web3 is, I kind of give this generalization that just think of it as a network. What kind of network? Well, that's the question, really, because it's a lot of networks. There's blockchain networks, there's actual internet networks, there's computer networks, there's AI networks, there's agents, and then there's people, right? And so in reality, if you really think about it, Web3 is for everybody. It just depends on where you fit. You know, you don't have to be like some big AI nerd or excuse me, or some financial advisor. You don't have to have like, you know, a ton of money to be here. If you really want to try to perpetuate yourself, find the right community, connect. That's what Web3 is really about, is making connections in this vast network right here. And the one thing I love about this space, and you see it, everyone up here sees it. That's why we want to try to perpetuate this space. We want it to be more positive. We want more people to come in because there is so much going on in this space with the tech, with how it will actually, you know, enhance our lives. And there's also the opportunity factor as well. You know what I mean? Depending whatever you want to do in here, whatever that means to you. D, I know that you've had some issues. I'm going to let you take the baton. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I've been enjoying the conversation on the parts that I got. I wanted to kind of go back on what you were saying that, you know, one way to learn about a project or be introduced to it is check out like a live show. Because I wasn't in the VeeFriends community. I didn't know too much about it. I saw some stuff from Chris, Cowabunga Chris, and then I finally went on a Whatnot show because Nas was like, hey, I'm going to be doing, Whatnot with my son. So I went to his Whatnot show and, just to be there in the chat, like just seeing what it was about, seeing his kid like being so excited and, pulling, I guess what you guys call it, breaking.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that meant either. Like breaking for me was like either like breaking something to it where it's broken or like break dancing.
Yeah.
So just to watch that interaction between him and his son, they had so much fun and just like interacting with other people in the chats. And then Nas told me about you, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check him out. And then I went to a couple of your shows to like see how you did yours. And it's just like super busy on your show. Just like the chat is lively. So I think for me, like, to actually take that extra step and go and see people in certain communities talk about it and actually doing something about it and just kind of like promoting it in a sense, then that makes me like, if I opt to like buy a pack from you or something and you break it and then you send it to me and I'm like, oh, then I'm more interested in it because I have it. And then I'll be like, oh, let me find out more about it, or maybe how I can complete the set. What else? What's the next thing that I need to get that's like a higher level than this? And then before you know it, like I'm also like knee deep in the project. So I think for like my way of like learning about stuff is to actually experience it, like someone doing it, and then I'll be like, okay, just kind of like watching from the side.
Yeah.
At least for me, that's how it kind of works for me. And then like about the whole Web3 thing, when we first came in, now that we've been in this space for like how many years, 4 years, 5 years, now when I interact with someone who's not familiar at all with Web3, like my first thought is like, what? How do you not know Web3? But then it's like I have to take a step back and be like, wait, I was that person too. Like I had no idea what an NFT was, non-fungible what? Like I heard Paris Hilton talking about it, so it must be cool. And then getting scammed. I swear they're not coming for me
They're
today.
coming for you, D.
It's always on
right.
Friday.
They're coming for you, D. Man,
no.
I've never gotten a parking ticket. They ain't coming for me.
I don't know how long I have, guys. Okay. No. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's to make, when we get together as like a community, and what was I gonna say? When we get together as a community, it's always nice to take that step back and put ourselves back to where we all started, and be like really friendly and just try and help someone who's very new, like newbie, to come and join us and come to the dark side or whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah, I mean it depends, right? Like I always make the disclaimer when I introduce people to Whatnot. I said, be careful, because I remember the rabbit hole I went down, and so does my credit card statement. Because good night, like that thing is so good at just like getting you to the next crumb, or like the algorithm recognizes the next thing that you want to buy and all that stuff. So definitely be careful with that, but at the same time just be aware. I mean, that's one avenue. Obviously X is a great tool to connect up with people. They have a Discord. You can always interact with them, and like I said, they have a handful of people that are their whole purpose is to onboard and make it as easy and comfortable for the newest person to be like understand what's going on.
Awesome.
I gotta get in touch with those people, because like I said, I'm still very new. We've had Cowabunga come on and talk to us about the community, the project as well. Different is it series? Is that what it's called? Series, right? Or edition? Yeah, series. And the whole, I believe manga is coming or is already here. And I do want to get into it. I'm just like, there are so many different projects out there that I want to just be in, because it's really fun to, for me, like the interacting with people and just finding all these new people I've never spoken to. And I think it's part of being here in Hawaii. And we're always meeting new people, whether you're at the store, at the farmer's market, at the airport. You just bump into someone, you start a conversation, and then you find out about them, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think just to keep an open mind on different communities, and just try it out first before you just kind of like that's not like a good community when you're like not even part of it.
Yeah,
So
100%. I mean, same in business too, is like some people think that they want the outcome of business, and like they get into those environments, and if you're not either willing to personally develop yourself into becoming those kind of people and have that mindset, you're always going to feel uncomfortable. And then what's the hardest thing for people to do is to change, right? So like if you're not willing to change, you're always going to be uncomfortable in those new environments. And I think the same's with Web3. I think it's the same in VeeFriends, and sure, it's the same in any community where it's like you're literally, it's like that first day of school, right? Like you walk in, you're like, okay, who's my friends?
Where can I sit?
Who can I connect up with?
Yeah.
Seats taken. Okay, not those guys.
Exactly.
Real quick. So, Stevensview, are you cool with hanging with us a little bit? For
100%. Yes.
Perfect. Because we're gonna kind of transition, because I want to show this movie for Fro and Bro guys, but I want you to stay and hang, because I want to continue this interview after the movie. I'm gonna start getting everything ready for Fro and Bro. While I start prepping for that, maybe kind of give an understanding. I'm going to you, Anon, the director, kind of let everyone know what we're about to see here. Your star kind of gave us the quick notes here, but I kind of want to hear it from the director's mouth right here. We're going to transition real quick, and we're going to get back to Stevensview's for the second version of his second part of his interview after this break. I hope you're cool with that, Stevensview.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good.
Let's go. All right, Anon, go for it, man.
Sure. So, as you know, Fro and Bro is basically me and Fro here, just trying to have fun with the space, and much like what we do with VV collectibles and things like that. We like to enjoy, the collectibles, and if there's a project out there that has something similar where we can use, to do our thing, like doing movies or sharing it that way, why not? Let's do it and share it with the community. And this particular movie and others that we're planning is, basically following that mindset, is to share some of that with the community, and see if someone can join us, basically, right? So if we can showcase that, maybe we can get more people on board. So the whole idea is, hey, if you're just a regular person, that has no idea, and to come across our content and say, hey, what's that, right? It looks like a normal guy is just doing random things, and they're playing with that, like what's, so it might pique their curiosity, and maybe they'll get into the space. And so this movie is kind of playing on that, and in continuation of what we've been doing before. So I think I can sum it up that way. Fro, you want to add on to that?
No, I pretty much gave him the whole spiel earlier, and I want to say I apologize in advance for the 2.5 minutes you're never going to get back. You're never going to get this back. I'm so sorry. Don't know what I'm thinking.
He always say that. He always say that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's my guinea pig. Yeah. So Fro is kind of like do this, do that. He's a good sport. That's why I kind of like use him in certain situations, and he's good behind camera, and he's easy to work with. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, before we get started with the movie, I want to remind everyone of Stevensview's POAP going on right here. I believe the 5 minutes is just about up. So if anyone wanted to go for the POAP, I know a bunch of people is going for it, and I really appreciate you for doing that for the audience tonight, Stevensview. Thank you so much.
It's already.
It's done already. See, guys.
I know. I'm like, no.
Snooze, you lose, as we say here in Hawaii. But that's
Stupid
okay
computer.
because we do have 4 giveaways from 2 individuals from the Elmon X community, and we will explain what those giveaways are after the movie. But guys, I think it's almost time for that. Before we get the movie started, you guys, we will be right back after this commercial break.
Let's go.
Aloha, everyone. I'm your host, Jenna, one of many AI employees here at True Media Group. Here at True, bringing quality content to the community means everything to us. From live shows like Virtual Radio, Future Watch, Enter the Verse, and Aloha Friday, we cover a wide range of content. We also have our AI video content, like Lost Tides, which is an underwater adventure, and The Rider, which is our sci-fi alien thriller. And that's just the beginning. If you're interested in our content or other services we have to offer, feel free to message us. We're happy to connect with you. I'm your AI host, Jenna, and make sure to subscribe to True Media Group, the future of content.
Building tomorrow with creative life. True Media, we lead the way. In the metaverse, we're here to stay.
Yeah, I swear she needs a raise, D. We need to give her a raise.
Can we get a raise before her? I mean, I know
She deserves a raise.
She's
over
still
us.
on probation period. 3 months now. Come on.
Jimmy, like 3 weeks. All right, guys. This is the world premiere of Fro Bro Productions' Elmon X movie. Without further ado, guys, let's go.
In this rare documentary, a primitive Paleo Picasso leaps from Stone Age to showroom. Once admiring mud sculptures and cave drawings, this hunter-gatherer now confronts a revelation: the world of fine art. Bent low in the thicket, the hedge gives way to a primitive tool. He straightens, his eyes catch something foreign, frozen, not by fear, but in profound admiration. Sunflowers, by Vincent van Gogh. He discovers fire and cooks the afternoon kill. His eyes elevate upward, and startled once again by immense beauty, he gazes in fascination at the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Or so it seems. Feeling brave, yet puzzled by the mechanical mystery, prehistoric device in hand, confusion sets in. He frantically looks to the sculpture for guidance. The Thinker by Rodin bears silent witness. Its silence is deafening. He stands before Water Lilies by Claude Monet, clutching a glass of wine like it was a weapon, one he wasn't sure how to use. The painting shimmers with soft ripples, floating lilies, the kind of thing that makes civilized people nod thoughtfully. For a moment, he felt something stir inside. Progress. Well, almost.
I'll call you the Hunter from now on. This is for you.
You have to toss
So,
that one because it's like that's not whiskey.
so the whole
Still see your
idea,
arm, man.
so the whole idea of that, kind of like movie is simply this, right? It's kind of like in this space, like what we want to portray is show like the contrast of like hunter gatherer caveman, and then you're being introduced to something like brand new, like a fine art. There's such a contrast, but you can be that person and still collect these things. You don't have to be super rich. You can be anyone. So that's kind of like what we want to play on, basically, is to showcase that in this video, and have fun with it, right? Enjoy it. So you're using this, to interact, right, with others, and use it for your own enjoyment. Have fun with it. So with Almond X having that AR functionality, that's a big deal, I think, because you can have a collectible in your phone, but if you can't use it, in that manner, it's going to be, I would say, limited, I would say. So I think Almond X is doing a good thing in have that functionality. I think they're moving on to other things as well. Just like VeeFriends, they have projects that branches off to doing different things. So I think Almond X is doing similar things in a different way. And I think like Dio, what you're saying now, there's different projects and different interests for everyone, and there's a niche, for different people, what their likes are. So Almond X is one of them, I think.
Yeah, I gotta say that one thing I love what you guys are doing out here, and shout out to you guys, because that 2.5 minute video, guys, must have taken them a whole week to do, because that takes a lot of work. They do real shots. Okay, I deal with the AI people here. They actually go out in the real world and film this stuff. You know what I mean? So like, and I got the video like only 2 hours ago. So that's how much work they put into this. Okay. So shout out to you guys. I hope it came out okay. I had to compress it a little bit to make it work here. But yeah, I tried to keep it as the best of format. Awesome job. Yeah. Awesome job, guys. Go ahead, Anand.
Yeah. And what we also want to illustrate is that we don't want to use anything to I don't know, high-end production. The idea is you can have your phone and do this. That's the point, right? Is use your phone, use what you have, your smartphone, and play with it. That's the whole thing. So this movie is creating content with simple, devices and things like that. And if we can do that and illustrate that, then hey, any users, any whoever, they can just use it.
Let's go. And since we have you here, Stevensview, I want to kind of give you the mic and see if you have any questions for them.
No, I was kind of trying to wrap my head on like what the concept of it, what the message you were trying to come across. I was like, is this with Web3? Is this portraying NFTs in a physical realm? Like,
yeah. So those are NFTs, right? Those are collectibles that being used. Those paintings. Yeah, and those sculptures. Yes.
Have you ever heard of the Almond X project before?
No.
Oh, you guys want to? Yeah, Anand, you want to give them a rundown on what the?
I mean, to be honest with you, I might not be like the perfect person. There's probably someone in the chat that knows more about than myself, but I got into it maybe about a year or two ago. Because of I don't know how I came across it. Maybe because of X and people, posting things, but because they have these art pieces, the Mona Lisa, right? Leonardo da Vinci, the Sunflower, you name it. There's a bunch more. I'm probably missing a few, but they're big grails. They're big, they're fine art, and it's if you're into art, I mean they're just I think top notch. I don't think I can name any other project that has their collection. To be honest with you, I mean there's other projects. It's big, but in terms of like fine art, like license, like what Being Real's saying right there, they're licensed masterpieces, being
like historical pieces.
And used as made into NFTs as a collectible. I mean that's just like that's awesome. Crazy, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so they took the actual 3D model image of the Mona Lisa.
Correct. So the
wow.
It's super. The detail, and if you in their app, and if you use it in AR. I mean, if you put it on a wall, I mean, it's almost like you can't even tell if it's a real painting or it's like an NFT.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a bunch of different ones. They have the King Tut, Tutankhamun. They have the Salvator Mundi. They have the Scream.
Starry Night.
They have independent artists with
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Hughes arts on there as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's cross, and there's Nick Walker on there, right? The cross between Vivi. So there's artists kind of like, independent artists as well, modern art. So they're pretty broad. I would,
Yeah, it's a father and son. Start up with father and son, the Elmon family. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Especially the hard
cool.
to accessible stuff, and like to be able to actually like have a collectible of it. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have not been able to attain that Mona Lisa. That's the one I want.
I missed that and the Starry Night. I mean,
and the Starry Night,
rails, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm waiting for the Declaration of Independence. Hint.
Or was it the Last Breakfast? How about that? You know what I mean?
Could be that too. Yeah. But,
the Last Breakfast.
Shout out to you guys for that video. Dee, could you pull up the giveaways tonight? And then we're going to recommence the interview with Stevensview. Stevensview, thank you so much for also hanging back and kicking back. So Anan and Fro, they're like brothers to me. And Fro has been with us since episode 2. So whenever Fro wants to debut anything, Fro or Anan, I just tell him yes. Because like Fro's literally like the couch. We call him the couch because sooner or later he comes and shows up again. So,
so let me.
So I'm glad that we all got to connect up here today in the panel. So this is really awesome. So Dee, while you pull that up, we'll go and do that. Fro, you have any questions or you guys have anything you want to add before we commence the interview again?
Gosh, I think all those like pieces, masterpieces, all these artworks that Almon X has put out. I mean, it's like, you go down a list and it's just list of grails, right? Like Dia said, the Salvator Mundi, all the Leonardo da Vinci, Monet, Van Gogh. They even got Tut's funerary mask. I mean, these are like, artifacts, right? And that are, they're all museum pieces. And so Almon X was able to get their hands on them and do the actual 3D rendering. In the app, you can zoom in and see like the tiny little brush strokes and the fiber.
Wow.
It's insane. The details are like mind blowing. So, Anon and I, we love details and we're hooked, so we keep like the last drop by Freak. Anon had to get it. I had to get it, so it's pieces on there that we like and we enjoy. So we're forever going to be Almon X fans and, part of the community.
And I think we want to share that. I think others that's part of the family community there. They want to share that too, and they have a great space as well, right? Just like VeeFriends, and they enjoy it. I mean, they share their love for the art world. I mean, there's history, about it, and people share that in the Discord. If you like, you can go on. I mean, they have an app, an AR app as well as a website. You can go there and check it out, just like VeeFriends, just like Vivi. If anybody's interested, just jump on almonx.com and just go and check it out. I mean, you'll find anything art related. I think it's gonna grow, and I think Almon X they're supporting their community pretty well too. They get like airdrops on pieces if you buy or go for a drop, and then they do a surprise airdrop for you. I mean, just kind of like other projects. So they're very supportive of the community.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob, is always in Discord, so you can actually message him and he'll message you back. And if you got any questions, a lot of the mods there will be able to assist you. So I mean, it's a very, very like close knit community too, and everyone's welcoming, and it's nothing but good times in there. So yeah. This thought. This was one of the giveaways. Donated by Being Real. So good luck to the winner, man. I have that piece. So it's a gorgeous piece.
You all right there, Stevensview? You're okay?
Yeah, I think I'm back up. All right.
He's back.
Sorry about that, man.
Oh no, it's not you. It's technology. It's one of those things.
So since there's going to be some giveaways, Stevensview, please enter the giveaways because this might be an opportunity for you to join a new community today.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I just punch it in the chat.
Yeah, you just type in hashtag Aloha Friday,
Aloha Friday,
and we'll spin this at the end of the show, you guys. Dee, why don't you show everyone the giveaways and let everyone know who has donated these tonight?
Okay, so we have the Striding Thoughts. And this is donated by Being Real With You. He's in the chat, so please tell him thank you. Then we also have this one here, the Kiss original. This is beautiful.
That is priceless. That's a grail right there.
That is.
And if you go on OpenSea, so these were screenshots, obviously. So if you go on OpenSea, you can see them moving, and you can, like in 3D, you can make it move, so you can check out the back as well, and all the angles to it. So this is another one from Being Real With You. And then, last but not least, we got two more. So we have this one here. I don't know how to say this properly. Elmonex Oinatro with Baronic 2.
Yeah, it's an artifact. Yeah, it's an artifact. It's 3D. Again, it's one of those art pieces that that showcases the history and whatnot. Egyptian history or history in general.
Mm-hmm. And this one was donated by Freak, who is the artist that does this on Elmonex. And then another one from Freak is this one, which is a War Paint Silver. So this was, I believe, the latest drop, yeah?
Yes.
This week.
Yeah, it dropped Tuesday.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jaws. Is Comic Guy here? This is your Jaws.
Yeah, so that thing's layered. It's actually, when you turn it in 3D, that there's a panel that sticks out. So it's really cool. Those little squares and the teeth, it actually has a 3D depth
these
to it.
little things.
Yeah,
there
okay, there. Yeah, so you guys, it's better to see it on OpenSea to get the real visual. Like I said, these were screenshots I took so you could see what it was. So once again, we have the two from Been Real With You. So we have the Kiss. We've got the Striding Thoth. Is that how we say that? And then those are two from Being Real With You. And then we have this one from Freak, and this one donated by Freak as well.
Now, whoever wins this, if you could, we would really like for you guys to at least tag the artist or tag Being Real With You, just to let them know that you received it, because these are phenomenal giveaways. Like I said, if you're looking at dollar value, I think this is the most that was ever given away on this channel. So I really want to thank them for this. And I want to thank Fro and Bro for coming on and sharing their movie and sharing their passions of the Elmonex project, as well as right over here, Stevensview, for embracing a new project, as well as sharing us his own mana'o with this stuff. So, and we're going to continue with that, guys.
So
shout out to everybody in the chats. I see this chat is blowing up. There's different communities in there. I see Bat Cowls. I see Elmonex people. I even see some VeeFriends in there. I see the True Media people. Let's go, as well as some Beauty Fam. So it is a mixture of communities here, and that's what we like to see. So these are the giveaways. How are we going to do these giveaways? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just going to be exactly how you laid it out for us, Dee?
Yeah, if that's okay with you guys. So the Kiss, then the Striding Thoth, and then the vase, and then the War Paint Silver.
All right, there you guys go. So that'll be at the end of the program, guys. So you have to stick around for that.
Gotcha.
But, guys, back to the interview right here. And I want to get back to Stevensview. And so Dee actually has a ton of good questions right here. So Dee, I'm going to let you jump back in. Yeah, I actually really seen a couple of your questions here that is very compelling. So I'm going to let you ask them.
Oh, I don't even know what, because I'm just gonna go off on stuff that I heard him talk about already. First of all, I gotta say, Stevensview, when you started eating your snack on camera, I was like, oh my gosh, he is so cool. Because no one here
I was
besides
watching the
me
movie. I pulled up my
eats like snacks.
I was gonna have dinner
Always
actually.
ready.
We're gonna see a
So,
lobster pop up.
yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I can totally relate. No, you were talking about some events coming up, the nationals, you said. So how often do those happen? And you said there's one in Chicago. Are you gonna go to that, or
Yeah,
what
I'm
are you?
gonna make the journey over there. Normally, so kind of during the mint, the one promotional item that Gary promised with any NFT holder that was minting the Series One was 3 years of VCon, and so he was gonna host an ultimate exclusive conference that included like all the cool parts. Because I mean, if you follow Gary Vee at any capacity, he's been doing conferences for years, and so like he knows what hot buttons that people like to enjoy at conferences, what speakers like to bring in, and he brought the cream of the crop to be able to speak on mindset, on business, on Web3, on technology. It was pretty awesome. And so he did 3 years of that. It was called VCon. You can actually look it up. VCon.co, I think is the website. And he's going to continue that journey on. So the initial obligation was for 3 years. He has announced at his third year that he was going to continue to do VCons moving forward. And so those are kind of the Super Bowl of the year for anybody who is affiliated with VeeFriends, the brand, any partnerships. If you want to know about V, I mean, there's a good chunk of people who just attended the last VCon, and that's how they were exposed because it was held in LA. And people were just walking by and been like, "What's VeeFriends?" Da 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 da. And now they're like down the rabbit hole, right? So but that's kind of the main mecca of in real life events that VeeFriends officially holds. But outside of that, we have some community members like out in Texas. They hold an annual Texas conference out in Texas for anybody that wants to make the journey out that way. There's a VFam meetup that's going to be in South Carolina, I think it is. And so there's a lot of community members that there's certain hubs of VeeFriends, and I think we should do it for Hawaii. Like maybe sometime get a Hawaii VeeFriends meetup or Web3 meetup to get everybody together. I know we just had Tech Week out here a few months ago, but yeah, just those kind of the big things. But they didn't have a VCon this year because of Chrome launch and all of the big stuff that they were kind of having a lot of resources and mind space to focus on. So they didn't have an official VCon for 2025. So it's kind of been promoting the National Sports Card Convention as kind of like the makeshift VCon. Like this is going to be the big event that VeeFriends is going to be a big player in. So everybody should come out to this one, and we'll kind of make it our this year's VCon since we didn't have one. So it's going to be an epic event. Like we talk about, it's all about connecting with the people, and 90% of the people that I've met on stream or anything, I've never met in person. So it's like I'll get to finally shake hands, give hugs, share the Aloha spirit in person with everybody. So
I want to talk about that. Let's talk about the connection part, because so I want to give you an example for myself, right? Like when I first went to like a con, it was Designer Con, to meet our community, the VV community. This is before DNI branched out to meet a lot of communities. But when we went to our first con, it was very interesting because I never met any of these guys before in my life either. In fact, I didn't even get to meet Fro or Anon during that con. I don't know if you guys were there, but like I didn't see them. And so it was really cool to meet people for the first time and put a face to the name and really get to hang out and really understand, okay, they're just like us. They're super cool. We went and hung out for the weekend. I came home with all my kidneys. We're good. We're safe. Everything's fun, right? But it
Right.
was such a great experience that's what really inspired the podcast for us to do this, was those type of events, those in real life events. So when we went to Vegas last year for Designer Con, it was a lot different. You know what I mean? And so like, I kind of want your take on this, from where, like, when you meet someone for the first time, and it's that special moment to where you could possibly gain friends that could be like a lifetime type of friendship. How's it for you?
100%. Yeah, I mean, I got to experience that with the first VCon. We were kind of in a similar situation. We had about a year and a half. That was right after COVID wrapped up, and like all we were was just talking on the internet through clubhouse rooms and all that stuff. And so that experience was surreal. Like it was so funny because like we were, um, like you said, we this community that surrounds ourselves in this nucleus of VeeFriends or whatever brand or whatever mindset that we're all in, and to actually like physically connect. And that's why, like, as great as technology gets, I mean, I have my ear to the ground to it all the time with metaverse and all this stuff. Like, I don't care how good that gets, the physical energy of being in the same room with somebody, it will never be replaced. And so,
Yeah.
like, to be able to actually get a lot of people in that same realm where we're able to shake hands, we're able to connect up, I mean, have all those conversations of, you know, either intimate conversations or, you know, conversations that wouldn't happen on a stream kind of situation where like that's where you build the really deepening relationships. And like you said, like there's people I met 4 years ago on at VCon 1 that I'm still like connected up with in some way, like maybe not as deep because there's a physical barrier of geography, but you know,
Body of
anytime
water in our way, right?
yeah, there's this big puddle in the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like we still connect up through the streams. Like we've been still dialoguing through this journey of be friends, like doing the next thing and doing the next thing, and like always like reconnecting with like, what do you think about Chrome? This is nuts, right? Like, who would have thought we would partner with Tops 4 years ago? Like, to kind of have those connection points to be able to been like, wow, we've been on this journey together, and it's like, I mean, like you said, it pan out to a lifelong? Hopefully. I mean, if Gary's planning on doing this brand for the rest of his life, hopefully the community that stays strong and is rooted with the values that he's sharing with the attributes that the characters hold. And I think, yeah, it's definitely going to be one of the, it's kind of like the Hawaii spirit, right? Like it's, as soon as you find people and be friends, there's that automatic connection of been like, oh yeah, you think the same way I do. Like you have that entrepreneur spirit. You have the wantingness to treat people with kindness. You know that whole mutual understanding where nothing needs to really be said. But then that's what's great is you have that solid platform that you can actually build a relationship on. And
You just kind of know just by looking at the person, right?
exactly, yeah.
I want to touch on that some more. In fact, Dee has a really great question I want to ask you here. So I kind of want to talk about the island influence, or specifically the Aloha spirit, right? So for you, how does the Aloha spirit influence your approach whenever you're engaging with, the communities here, or a project, or when you're trying to explain like the technology or Web3 to anybody? Any unique island-inspired insights you can give us?
No, I mean, it's kind of the same as business, right? Like I'm trying to explain business to people that don't either understand or want to learn about business. And I think it's just, you're speaking a whole different language. And so I think that's just trying to meet people where they're at, to try and get to a language that they can actually understand through like analogies and stuff like that. Like I always reference cell phone technology, right? Like nobody knows how the cell phone actually works, like, but you just know it works, right? So that's where same in Web3 is like just to gain that knowledge enough by having conversations with people who may have a little bit more experience than you do, that have an outcome that maybe you're wanting to have in either Web3 or in life, right? Like You wouldn't ask a 5-time divorcee how to have a great wedding marriage, right? It's like just you look at the fruit on the tree, right? So it's like those kind of situations where you take it person by person. I don't think there's really a broad way to like communicate because you don't know, especially with this kind of technology. It's so new, it's still in its infancy that, like I said, most of us that are actually in it still have a hard time to kind of like put it into layman's terms for most people to understand, unless you actually like are in it. Then you can, you know. That's why it's exciting to get around people in Web3 and VeeFriends. You like, oh my God, thank God you're here. I've been holding this down for like 2 years. And then blah, you like talk all your Web3 jargon and all this stuff. Like you're just like, oh, thank God, I feel so much.
You know, he's right, guys. He's right.
Yes,
Because
he
if I
is.
go and have like you know, like this weekend we're gonna hang out with a bunch of friends. If I have these conversations with them, it's like automatically it's like, oh yeah, I remember that NFT thing. It's that scammy stuff Snoop Dogg was selling, right? Or yeah, you guys are still into the Bitcoin thing, right? So it's
Yep.
like those conversations are real, and I still have them till this day. Like I still get crap from like my partners at the communication company that I work at. So I can't have these conversations in real life, but I can definitely have a lot of them here. So I can definitely relate to that. Fro, Anon, any questions you have for Stevensview?
Yeah, I do have one small one. On the collectibles, it's physical and then now digital, right? With NFT. Is the project is there other, I don't know, it's utility, or is there like other is there trading, is there gaming, is there, you know, any of that like avenues of the project happening?
Yeah, so they actually started as a digital company. So they actually minted NFTs as kind of their coming out project. So that's how we all learned about VeeFriends to begin with. And then they've since shifted into the collectible realm. What's been fascinating to watch is kind of that bridge that Gary's been able to build on this whole collector community that only knew about cards and miniature figures and comics and all that stuff. He's kind of getting them to actually look in the direction of digital collectibles, and I think that's going to be more the long-term game. Because I always tell people NFTs is like a loyalty program on steroids. Because as much as a superfractor, as valuable as this card could be, if Gary physically doesn't have a picture of it, or I'm not showing it to him right in his face, he has no clue that I own this thing. But if he looks at the blockchain and sees that I own the Series 1 Chinchilla NFT, he can give me any kind of benefits. Going back to the Sapphire conversation we had, he can look at the owners of the Gift Goat NFTs and been like, oh, awesome. I love your loyalty to the brand. You're holding my NFT. Here's a benefit, right? So I think the long-term play with business, that's the bridge that I definitely see moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
and building
Well,
that business relationship.
You broke up a little bit there, Stevensview.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I was just saying the bridge between business and like the customer. I think having the NFTs being able to give people like Gary access to know who owns what and what NFT and give benefits to it. That's going to be the long-term play for business, because then you get to build those relationships long-term where, I mean, I might not personally know Gary, but if he knows that I own one of his Series 1 NFTs, he knows I've been around for him. Right? So yeah. I think that, I hope that answers your question. Gaming, I think that's going to be within the next handful of years. I mean, they just came out with a game on insert. I don't know if you guys know about the Chrome launch. Let me pull one out here. So this is one of the inserts of VeeFriends. Looks like a Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of the inserts in the Topps Chrome collection. And so it's definitely, the writing's on the wall. I mean, obviously, him being a big 80s, 90s baby, gaming was big back then. I definitely see some kind of VeeFriends game in the future. Obviously, that's not any kind of official announcement or anything, because he keeps things close to his chest until he's ready.
Yeah.
So, but the comic stories are definitely in publication. We're already on episode 3 of the comics that are coming. Yeah, so it's kind of telling the stories and building out the characters, backstories of like who these people are. The first one was again gifted to the gift goats. These are bonus, kind of going back to the loyalty program. These are bonus benefits that he just
And they
gets.
were slabbed, right?
Yep, I actually have one up here. I don't know if you see it behind me.
Oh, I
But
went to go see how much they cost. They're a pretty penny.
yeah, they're not cheap. It's because there was only 555 of the first comic ever published, and then I mean, if you study anything about comic collecting, the first edition of a Spider-Man or a Wolverine, like that's the mecca. So if VeeFriends actually becomes the Disney IP or the Marvel IP that Gary's definitely striving for, yeah, in 15, 20 years, who knows what that comic's going to be worth.
And he definitely has a mind share for it, because I remember when I was getting into NFTs, Gary V's name was thrown everywhere before I even got into NFTs. My first NFT was the AMC Golden Popcorn Bucket from AMC Connect on wax. So, but I heard about Gary V before I even got involved with that. So, like, his mind share spreads very wide. And now you talk about gaming, I think that's where that's a must, I think, for an experience, because everybody wants an experience with their NFTs or digital collectibles, as we're rephrasing them now. And there's projects out here that, whether they like it or not, they've either stumbled into gaming or they are doing gaming. Vivi, they have a Viviverse. It's really kind of like a showroom where you can play with your collectibles, but technically that's a sandbox game because you can build like Sim City. So they built a game without them realizing it. And there's the social media aspect with there. You've got oh man, who a kid called Beast. They've got their indie game coming out, which is kind of like a little iteration of Splatoons, but more of kind of also like a social network to interact. You've got Broadside with their action games. You've got Futureverse that's incorporated Candy Digital and everybody in between, and they've got their open metaverse. So I think gaming, or even Elmon X, if you open up the app, there's a game in there. And I think that's ingenious, by the way, Elmon X, because if you give somebody just something to do while you're in that app, it doesn't matter if it's something that's like, what do they call that, AAA, or if it's something like Snake. As long as someone's occupied and they're in that app and they're constantly using that app and the services, that's something awesome. So whether it's something simple or something more complex, people want experiences. So I think gaming is the way to go, or casual gaming, or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, talking about experiences, like I said, Gary's vision is unreal. Like, he's talked about a motion picture movie in 10 years. He's talked about actually building out a V-Land in like 15 to 20 years. And again, going back to, like you said, the experiences, the connection with NFTs. Now, imagine if you're a Series 1 NFT holder and you get a lifetime pass VIP to V-Land in perpetuity. Like, it's like those kind of opportunities that he has available if he's on the blockchain, if he has his NFTs.
Yeah. And I think that's cool too, because everybody wants to connect in some way, somehow. Besides how we're doing it here, it's just fun to run around in a little world together and be like, hey, what's up, Stevensview? Aloha. You know what I mean? Check out my virtual musubi, right? So, yeah. Fro,
Roblox,
questions?
Right?
I'm sorry, Anand, go ahead.
No, I was thinking about like Roblox, right? The kids play all the time. I mean, kids are growing up in that environment. I mean, naturally, folks gonna be like wanting that because they grew up in that environment. So if they can be in Roblox and pull out your cards, digital cards, and then look what I got, and digitally, like right there. I mean, that's what Meta is all about, right? I mean, Zuckerberg's been talking about like sitting in a living room in a digital environment, just sharing stuff. So I mean, it's going there, the space. So it's just a matter of like getting people on board, getting familiar with Web3, and that's hard to do. We're trying, but yeah.
No, trading card games are kind of heading in that direction already, right? Like, I mean, we have the physical, like, Pokemon trading card, actual cards, but, like, you look at Pudgy and, like, Vibes, they're shifting to, like, having it digitally available where you can rip packs digitally for free and like kind of get in interacting. And like you said, like a lot of companies, their whole thing is to keep your attention for as long as they can, right? So like if they can keep you engaged and playing on their with these IPs and the brands, the more exposure you get to it, the more interested you get, the more the value goes up.
Even opening the box, right? Remember Vivi opening the box. Even that's kind of exciting. You have Pinnacle, right? If you ever seen that, where they have that that tube, you click on it, it plays an animation, and then it opens the box, right? So even that short interaction grabs people's attention. It's an experience thing. So I think that's important. I think to engage people.
Yeah, I think Cryptoids did it really well with their unboxing experience. Yeah, that was a good one too. But yeah, just like anything to kind of keep you occupied, whether it's visual, sound, or anything like that. Everyone's just wanting an experience. I think the last thing we want to do is just look at our pictures all day on our phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
Exactly.
Fro, anything you want to add?
I do. I got two things. Steven.
Hold on, Fro, real quick, because there is something about you right here. I have to say this. Knobes, who is one of our local comic shop guys that we like to interact with on Whatnot as well, Stevensview. He's also on Whatnot. He says, you got Fro, who has his own cosmetic line called the Fro Glow. I've been using it for 3 days now, and I already see a difference in my skin and confidence. Let your glow show with the Fro Glow.
Stamp that.
Nice plug.
Send it to the presses.
That's a good one. Got to make that a product.
Yes.
Product.
Man, can I get a testimonial from you? Can you give me a soundbite, Knobes? All right, go ahead, Fro.
Oh gosh, how do I follow that, man?
I don't know, man. That was a good one.
Steve, not to brag or anything, but I too have a 1-of-1.
Oh, nice.
What?
Yeah, I do actually. It's right here.
Oh, you suck.
Signed by the artist right there, Steven.
Nice.
This was the actual card used in the live game in person. So
you got to give him detail, though. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
I was about to say, there's an inside joke behind it. So
yeah.
Oh well, it's kind of like Loteria, the
bingo.
Spanish bingo, and this was the actual card number 49 of the game.
right
So this is the one that was used during our live meetup.
So we have a running joke here with Fro. So one of his favorite digital collectibles in the VV app is the Electra collectible, because the neck is like giraffe. Like there was like a somehow the designer decided to give her a long neck, so she's kind of like the meme, right? That she's got the long neck, and for some reason Fro just is like into that. So one of the artists that's in Web3, his name is Kid Arcade. Shout out to Kid Arcade. He actually did a game at Decon Vegas called Loteria. And so he used the collectibles on Vivi as the placement for the bingo, right? And so he actually, Anon was able to acquire the one card, and he got it framed that you're seeing right there. And so that's where that's from. And that's the run-on joke that everyone in the community knows that Fro's in love with Electra.
Nice.
So
that one specifically.
That one specifically with a long neck.
There's many variations, but that's his girl.
At least you know what to buy her for Christmas. It's just necklaces. So.
I had this great idea for him at San Diego Comic-Con, but it's going to be too soon. I want like a little like electro backpack on him. Just, have him hop around with that thing. That'd be so awesome. But
just kind of hanging there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right behind his back, right? That'd be. But it's just fine.
So bad. So bad.
So bad it's good.
So bad it's good. My other question, Steven, is so I know Gary Vee's been kind of hitting up the celebs, like Kevin Hart, Dana White. They got their own cards, they're autographed. I mean, is he going to keep doing that? Because there's a lot of other celebrities that I can't call off the top of my head that he's done that with. So is he just getting, out into the mainstream with, celebs to kind of push this to help? pushing the product, or?
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna continue to use his market. Go outside, please.
You got
Little
you have
one
one too?
deciding to barge in. She's like, "You're done with 2 hours."
You have one too.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he's gonna continue to use his reach and his networking and to expand the brand as much as he can. And I think just the Entrepreneur Elves this year, obviously that was a great surprise, and obviously brought a lot of awareness. I think Stephen Curry kind of being the next one,
Right.
to kind of dive into that realm. Who knows what football player he can possibly partner with? Who next? Yeah, so I think he's gonna. I mean, he has a talent agency that you know partners with a lot of sports athletes and stuff, like Sauce Gardner from the Jets. I think he's now the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. So like a lot of, he's got a lot of reach, and I think he's going to use as much of that as he possibly can to continue to bring awareness to VeeFriends, to add value to, and credibility too. Because I mean, obviously, if you have big names involved into your project, it kind of brings some clout to it. So.
Right. No, that's genius. Like I wish, like with Vivi, I wish David or the team would kind of get more involved with, get more eyes onto the project, kind of like how Gary's done. And the dude's everywhere. Like he's at the shows, he's at nationals, and you see him like, with kids, like he'll give them packs. I mean, like I've seen these, and I'm like, the dude is doing something. He's out there doing it, So
yeah, he's one of those owners that you love to be the owner, because he's not just like delegating. He's not just like, go do this and this is my vision, everybody run with it. Like he's like, I'm gonna make my vision happen. I would want enough people around me to help me build this. And I think that's what's great about, I mean, just seeing a handful of community members that I had great conversations and relationships with from day one. Now they're part of the VeeFriends team, right? Like to kind of see that collaboration happen, and now like they're part of that nucleus of the teams that are helping push the IP forward. I think it's just going to be continue to grow, continue to expand. I mean, he's not a lack of experience of building out 1,000 per employee type team to expand it across the globe. So it's it's fascinating to watch. And I mean, again, the timeline is mind-boggling if you really think about it. Like the partnership with Topps happened in 4 years. If you look at all the IPs that Topps has worked with on a Chrome level, that's Disney, that's Marvel, that's Pokemon, all these IPs that have been around for 20, 25, 30 years. So for somebody to actually come onto the scene in 4 years and have enough oomph to actually let Topps have Topps put their name on it, it's pretty darn impressive.
No, it's cool. No, I totally dig it. Yeah, the super factors. I mean, we've known those for years in the sports world. You hit a super factor, you're pretty much, that's it, man. Right? You got the 101, you got the grill, you got the chaser, and I mean, I've seen them sell in the over 6 figures, right? Just for the right players.
Yeah.
And so I like the super fractor that you have. Would you trade for one of my SR Electras? I mean, I'm just don't want to. You're getting a better deal here,
No, this is so crazy enough. I've been around, so I've been collecting VeeFriends since day one. The only 101 that I ever had was my NFT 101 spec diamond chinchilla. I have been collecting physical collectibles. So if you look at the case behind me, there's actually like 3 iterations of cards and stickers. I have not been able to find a 101 chinchilla in any of these varieties. The Super Fractor was my very first 101, and that's my grail. Like I would not trade it for anything.
That is a story to tell. I mean, grandkids be like, "Hey, guess what Grandpa got years ago? Legend has it, right?" Are those graded, by the way? Like the very top shelf?
Yeah. So those are CGC graded.
Oh, nice.
Again, another benefit of being a gift go is we got a year elite membership with CGC. So we got a big discount on grading and stuff. So I capitalized on that as best as I can with a lot of the cards. I'm heading to national this year, so a lot of my top stuff I'm just gonna hand carry and drop it to them.
Right, the super
Kind of
factor.
alleviate shipping. Yep, I'm definitely gonna get the super done. I've been kind of going back and forth on PSA and CGC. A lot of the chinchilla stuff, I'm probably just gonna CGC it just because it's for my own personal collection. I do have a stack of cards that I plan on arbitraging that I'll probably pay the extra money to do PSA because that's what the find valuable. So
right, no, absolutely. PSA.
Yeah.
Would like BGS grade that or no?
What is it?
Would Beckett grade that as well or no? Okay.
Yeah, I've heard BGS. I haven't personally worked with them. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of new to the collector community just since Topps Chrome, so I'm kind of learning more about the grading in the companies and stuff. So it's yeah. I mean, I've heard of a handful of different companies that I've never heard of. Mainly CGC and PSA, just because that's what VeeFriends tends to market. So.
No, that's good. Yeah, I mean, what a way to crack into the physical collecting aspect of it with Topps Chrome and all. I mean, super factor too. Like, oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, it's been a strange journey, man. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of me pulling the superfractor. It is insane. Like, I had just because I had my chinchilla superfractor already, so I knew what a superfractor looked like. So when I was breaking it and like you kind of see what it looks like, I'm like, oh man, that's
the corner.
Super.
Yeah.
And then so I put it down.
Did you have the handshake? Those videos that people do, like cracking like a signed Kobe or something like that, and they go panic and run around the room.
Yeah. That's what everybody said after I broke it. They were like,
nuts.
You are definitely the chill chinchilla because I would have been screaming the top of my freaking lungs and like dancing around the damn room. But yeah, it's been an experience. It continues to be an experience, and I mean it's fun.
No, cool story, brother. Cool story. Yeah, absolutely. No,
yeah,
cool story.
I can see you both have some good relation here in terms of your collecting journey, and that's been really awesome to hear. You guys, we are at the 15-minute mark, so we're probably going to get out of here in about 15 minutes. But before we leave, we got these giveaways to do, and also I want to give Stevensview a chance to ask us a question. This is kind of like the part of the the show where we turn the tables around. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, anything else, ladies? I forgot to ask. So
that's okay. I'm enjoying the conversation. No, I just wanted to touch on that. What you guys are talking about, Gary specifically. Like, I don't know him, but just seeing him pop up all over the place on the timeline, it's like I see and I watch the clips where he's like such a great motivational speaker, and he's very inspiring. So like for me, there's a lot of people who are like KOLs or like head of projects, or they get into a project, they start a community, and they like kind of promise a bunch of things and it just doesn't come to fruition, what for whatever reason. But I feel like Gary is like such a go-getter that he says something and he's like gonna prove it to you, and by the time or like sooner than the timeline that he gives. So I'm he's been like, I've been what do you call it, bookmarking all the things that pop up to go back and like just be like motivated to like do stuff, like okay, I can do this, because yeah, he's great. And so hopefully one day I'll be able to meet up with him, and maybe attend one of these VCons, because that sounds pretty cool, just to like be in that community of so much people with the same mindset, and with trying to still instill in themselves and hopefully others like the really good values, and traits, and things to like do to better yourself and others that you're surrounded with. And it's not never, you can never be too old to like be kind or be patient, all of these traits that he has. And I'm going to be looking forward to collecting things related to patient pig, because that's what I got when I took the survey. Patient pig. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to, begin my journey. But
Awesome.
yeah, this has been really great. Thank you so much for, spending your time, spending your Aloha Friday with us. It's been great.
I love that. I love that. We have someone here in Hawaii hanging out on Aloha
Yeah.
Friday. This is the whole reason this show was made, just to hang out.
Yes.
Shoot, I want to tell you real quick. So, like, really quick, I remember the first time I saw a Gary Vee video, and I remember it very vividly. He was trying to teach someone how to, search eBay, and he was telling this guy on his video, like, oh yeah, just go to sold completed items. And he was teaching him how to like search for mugs, and he was like, "Mug life's a real thing." It's like, "Yeah, man, give me your phone." It's like, then he started looking at his mug. You see this mug right here, $50, $25. Then you go in the want ads, you go educate. Then you go find some mugs. Then he said, "I found this mug for 15 cents, 25 cents. I go on eBay, educate. Next thing you know, I'm selling a mug for $50." And it's like, that's the video. That was my first interaction with Gary Vee, was mug life. So shout out to Gary Vee and mug life.
Mug life.
Yeah, funny enough, when I first saw Gary, I was completely turned off because I just came out of the military and I worked so hard to dilute cursing and all that verbiage out of my vocabulary. And then I get this guy who's like, F this.
F-bomb.
And I'm like, I don't want to listen to this guy. And then the rest is history. So.
The rest is because I'm with you, right? Like, Aloha spirit kind of guy, you know what I mean? These more of the potty mouth in the family here. But once in a while it's okay to let the sailor's tongue loose. And so that's what we tell people here. Just
I've been good. I've been behaving.
Be yourself. But Stevensview, the floor is yours. Ask us anything. Go for it, man. And just direct it to whoever you want to ask it to.
Shoot, man. I mean, just as a whole, like I said, I was thoroughly impressed with just your guys' production of utilizing AI and just the dialogue that you guys have with like Chris and all that. Like, what's your overall vision? I mean, you talk about Web3, you talk about broadcasting. Like, what are you looking to be the overall message of people that may be listening?
That we aim to be the CBS of Web3.
Okay. What is that?
I'm just going to drop it like that. That means, so you know what a broadcast, so what's so funny? So, and shout out to Askar if you're watching in the back of the room. He literally asked me this question. So what's a media group? I'm like, well, do I have to get the definition? So the definition of a media group is very simply, it's a group that, creates content, broadcasting content, entertainment. And that's literally what we do here. We produce entertainment, we produce shows, we produce content, we advertise, we do live streams, we do educations here. So all of the above. And so, in fact, the question was asked to me, like, somebody, I think Chris Chan asked me this question. He said, so Hinano, if someone gave you a ton of money, what would you do? Well, I said, well, okay, so I like to equate that, one day we want to be the CBS of Web3, right? Well, right now, think of us as the CW of Web3, because we pretty much make all this work with the limited resources and fumes, and people don't realize that. But if we had a bunch of money, then we could one day be the Paramount of Web3. So that's kind of where we're trying to get at here, is we're just really trying to be a big media organization out here in Web3. And today's day one.
Awesome.
We'll see where day 50 goes.
Yeah, because it's so funny. I thought you were saying CBS.
Oh, no,
not
CBS.
CBS. I'm like, I don't know what CBS has to do with media.
Yeah.
And also, while being inclusive to everybody, that's one of the main reasons why we also 4 years ago started the podcast. Hinano and I was to be inclusive to everybody, from not just the projects that we are in, but to everyone else. It's all about the communities and just connecting with people, talking story, and just bringing some value to other people's lives. Awesome. And vice versa, people that we talk to bring value to our lives as well. And yeah, that's what it's a lot of what it's about.
I want to add one more thing, because when we say what we want to do here, it's not just D and I. We have a partnership here. So shout out to the biggest bro and Raven who are in the chat. They are our partners here. I want everyone watching right now. You got 156 eyeballs. True Media Group is not Hinano and D. It's Big Bro, Raven, Hinano, and D. It's all four of us right here. So this is a friendship as well as our company. I'm going to say it like that, guys, because we are an LLC now. And we're aiming to do some fun things. People already seen we have original content, and yes, we are making original content. That's all through AI. The scripts are all done by me. It's not done by AI. All the dialogue is done by me. It's not done by AI. Obviously, the AI is being the actor or actress, right? But I'm writing everything up. I do vision boards. If people have been watching Future Watch, they know what I'm doing here because I explain to everybody my method here. But that's what we're aiming to do. We want to do original content. We're doing live stream shows. We're teaching people how to do live stream shows. We have affiliates. Shout out to our affiliates. We got two of them up here in the panel right here with Fro Bro Productions. We have Kenobi. I see you in the chat, as well as Delco Dude. So we really want to be inclusive, And we're not just about digital. We also want to include the physical portion because we believe everyone should be involved with this. So when I say Web3 again, it's not just tech. It's about community and connection right there. That is also the physical realm as well, depending on what that means for you. So that's what we're aiming to do here. It's very tough, but I'm very proud of what we've accomplished. Last night we had a stream. We were talking about the Superman review. You had a handful of people from different projects. From Elmonex, Vivi, Bat Cowls, Candy Digital, the whole McGill. I've even talking to the Cryptoids fam. I know you're sitting in the back room, Poof. Don't lie. So that's what we try to do here. We want to incorporate everyone, and we are trying to incorporate even more. We're going out more. We're talking to VeeFriends. We're talking to Elmonex. We want to make sure that when the tide lifts, everyone lifts with the tides. No one gets left behind. And D, that's one thing that D and I are very staunch on. We don't want to leave anyone behind. When we went to Vegas and we went to go meet people, we had a chat and we told everyone, don't be alone. If you are alone, find us. Come and hang out with us. You know what I mean? Bring that Aloha spirit. And that's what we're trying to do here. And I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And yeah, definitely, open invitation if you ever make it out to Oahu again. Definitely reach out.
I'm like there every other week, man.
Oh, well, shoot.
I'm in communication, so I fly back and forth.
Okay, well, definitely reach out.
Time,
Yeah, and build, like I said, I'm definitely open to connecting up with people. And like you said, just kind of raising everybody all together. And whether it be my experiences or my knowledge or skill set that can possibly connect up with people, happy to build those connections and those bridges. So
I love
thanks
that.
for having a platform.
Absolutely. And if there's anything that you want us to do to help you kind of like promote, perpetuate, or whatever you're doing, please don't hesitate to tag us, reach out to us as well. I mean, you're a fellow 808 person right here. So that's like, you're in our time zone. I love it. Fro and Bro, anything else that you want to ask Stevensview before we go? Or did you want to ask them any questions?
No, I appreciate you guys premiering your video, and I know you guys feel like it wasn't, I guess, up to your par, but it was definitely a great introduction for me. Like, I didn't even know what the movie was about or anything, so to actually learn that, it's actually a Web3 NFT iteration into video and all that is pretty cool. I mean, that reminds me of like a lot of NFT projects that were trying to cross the digital and physical, where like they would use NFTs to be able to like. I used to have an art piece actually in here. It's in my bedroom, but I minted a handful of NFTs, and because I supported their company, they actually made me an art piece that they sent to me to actually put up on the thing with an NFC chip on it. So I don't know if if they're looking at, obviously they're masterpiece classics, so I don't think they're going to put an NFC chip in the freaking Mona Lisa. But, that's definitely something maybe if you expand past, have you ever thought about expanding like to maybe local artists or like maybe not as big of an artist to help, I guess, promote their brands?
Yeah. Yeah, good question, man. I really don't know the answer to that question. I'm hoping that they do, because recently they've been putting out more art pieces of lesser known artists, not like Da Vinci, Monet, Van Gogh ish. I mean, so they are reaching out to more of the newer artists. So I mean,
he's the ambassador of Elmon X right here.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, they have
They have
independent artists on there. They have local artists and they do art. I mean, you go on there. There's not just paintings, right? There's collectibles. There's the 3D digital collectibles. So similar to Vivi's art pieces.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Like Freak is one. He just dropped on Tuesday his latest piece, War Paint.
War Paint,
Yeah, and that's one of the giveaways tonight too, by the way. So, good luck.
Right on. Well, let's get to the giveaways.
All right.
Yes, big buck, no whammies.
Enough said. So D, I'm going to pull it up one more time once again so you can show everybody what they're going to be winning tonight.
Yeah, so the first one is the Kiss, donated by Been Real With You. Next, we have the Striding Thought, also donated by Being Real With You. Then we also have this piece, Oin Ocho. I'm like trying to say it like in Spanish, but I don't know if that's how you say it. So this vase-looking masterpiece, this one is donated by Freak. And this one also is donated by Freak, which is the War Paint Silver.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Good luck, you guys. Like it's a company policy here. We don't enter the giveaways, but man, this is well, trust me. Fro did not sign the NDA, so he's good, right? But in fact, my producer's here. She's got a very tight NDA, guys. Watch out. So anyway. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the giveaway tool ready. You guys already know what we're giving away. D, close out the show and give the final words for the panel.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stevensview, for coming on. It's been great talking with you, with another local person in the community. And yeah, hope to also meet you in person one day. I mean, you know how it goes when you're there with someone, you don't actually meet up until you're both far away. So next time we're on your island, we'll have to contact you and maybe get together for lunch or something, some sushi
100%.
or that'll be really cool. And Anon, Fro Bro, thank you both for coming on as well and sharing your latest movie with us, and giving us a little bit more about Elmon X, another awesome project in the community. And just appreciate everybody for tuning in, all eyeballs watching now, and whoever's going to catch the replay from all the different communities in the chat. I've been enjoying looking at the conversations among you guys. So thank you, everybody. So thank you, everybody, for being here, and best of luck to the 4 people who's going to win something.
All right, guys. And without further ado, here we go. This is for the first winner of the night. Good luck. May the juju be with you, because man, these are some awesome prizes.
Yes.
Meta Justin.
Hey,
nice.
Oh my goodness.
Love it. You guys have just inducted a new community member tonight. The Elmon X community has a new member. Congrats. Shout out to Being Real With You. And if you could just please, when you do receive it, just give him a tag and tell him thank you.
Absolutely.
Let's
Welcome
go.
to the community.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Got the kiss.
He got the kiss. Now, this is for the second place. Good luck, everybody, for the second place winner of tonight. And shout out to Being Real, because he also donated the second giveaway as well. Shook!
Right. Oh, awesome!
Let's go, Shook. Congratulations. Those hands are for you. I don't know if they're washed, but they're for you. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you, Being Real, for the giveaways. You didn't have to, but Gosh, thank you. Wonderful.
He called me right away, being real, when he found out. He literally called me on the road, like, you got to check this out. So, yes, thank you so much, fam. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome.
And now, so for the last 2 giveaways, which was donated by Freak, let's see who's going to get the third giveaway of tonight. And good luck, everyone. And thank you once again for the 168 people watching right now.
Let's see.
Omegatron!
Let's
Congrats!
go.
You are the winner. Let's go.
Let's go. Discord.
All right. And guys, the last winner of tonight, the final winner, and shout out to Being Real and shout out to Freak once again for donating these giveaways. Shout out to the Elmon X crew and community, and shout out to the VeeFriends community as well. Good luck, everybody. And let's see who's going to be the final winner of tonight.
Good luck.
Nas Clint! Let's go, Nas!
Woo!
Yes!
Awesome!
Let's go, my brother. Stevensview, funny story about Nas. I met him in a chat 3 years ago, man, and we've become good friends ever since that one chat day. So if it wasn't for that chat, I would have never met this guy. And I probably would have never had you on the show. So
Awesome.
So shout out to Nas, shout out to everybody who won, and thank you once again for people who donated. Thank you for the communities, all the communities. I seen Backhouse, I seen the VV fam, I seen some Cryptoids people in there, McFarlane, and everyone else that I might have forgotten. Thank you so much. I want to go down the panel one last time. Final words, Fro Bro. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, Steven, I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier, but thank you for your service, brother. I mean, that's very admirable, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. My brother Nan, D, and Nano. I mean, this is, this has been a great Aloha Friday, and thank you for being part of that and making it, as fun as it was tonight. So, yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Anand, yeah, thank you again. Just like Fro said, ditto. I mean, this is an awesome conversation. Get to hear a different perspective, different projects and insight. And it's just very, to me, it just makes it very personal, right? I mean, to hear, somebody just face to face, or, and just getting their perspective, it just makes it more real. I know we're, sitting in front of a camera, but it feels like you're right here in your living room. So, thank you for that. It's awesome. Absolutely.
Let's go. Stevensview, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on. Final words.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for the platform. Thanks for connecting with Chris and Nas and bringing me on. Definitely shows, that attractiveness of energies, I truly believe. And it's great to just see, like you said, just connect up with people in the Web3 space on the islands. I mean, I'm sure you guys come here for a lot of the tech stuff. And I mean, I don't know if you know, but there's actually a pretty decent Web3 community out here that get together about once a month or so. So if you guys are open to coming out and connecting, and like I said, if I can be of any source of knowledge, of connections, of relationship, of skill set that can help anybody achieve whatever they're looking to achieve, I'm more than happy to do that as best as I can. And so again, thank you for the platform. Thanks, Fro and Bro, and just like sharing your heart and your passion of production and the movie and stuff. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what you guys got going on next. So
for sure. Let's go. And just so you know, real quick, D, I will be there next month, wherever there is, where you are, for about 2 weeks. So yeah, let's hook up.
Sweet. Send me all those yummy food pictures.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate you fellas up here on the panel. And one thing, Justin, Stevensview, you have a Whatnot show tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific, right?
I do.
6 o'clock our time. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. 6 o'clock our time.
Okay, so everybody
I'll be doing a character break, and yeah, if you, like I said, a lot of my streams are obviously they were there for cards primarily, but that is an open forum. If you still have questions about VeeFriends, I'm more than happy to answer any questions live on stream to, help educate and continue to help build that belief and understanding of what we're really trying to do here. So
how do people find you on whatnot, Stevensview?
Stevensview, that's my username. You can find me on there. You can hit me up on X. I can send you over a link. I'm usually posting my streams about the day before, so you're more than happy to come on. And then I got my website, stevensview.com. I actually work with nutrition, skincare.
Hey, Fro, skincare. Get your line over there. Partner up.
There you go.
Collaboration.
We can talk about your
Fro Glow.
glowing glow.
Oh my gosh.
Project. We can make
Perfect.
that happen.
Oh man, she started Canopes. This has been awesome.
So
Yeah,
I have a great
everybody check 'em
website that partners with a lot of nutrition and health companies. Because regardless of how great future is for us, if I get this from my mom. If you ever see my mom, you'd think she was like 30 to 40, but she's actually reaching 70. But she'll run circles around anybody. Like she ran her first marathon at 65 and smoked it. She's like did it in like 4 hours, 20 minutes or something.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so she always promotes the number one wealth you can build in your life is health. Because regardless of how much money you got, if you ain't feeling good, you ain't gonna be able to spend it anyway. So
Yep.
That makes
Facts. Moms are so wise.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and also follow him on X right here. This is Stevensview's profile right here, and yeah, guys, that has been the show. This has been phenomenal. Once again, Fro Bro Productions, thank you so much. Good to see you guys. I know you guys are going to be at SDCC. Have a good time, you guys. Also, shout out to Shay and Shane. Shay and Shane Co. I'm telling you guys, bumper sticker. They're going to be having their panel next week at Comic-Con on Thursday for the future of collecting, and they have a powerhouse of panelists up there. I'm calling it historic, guys, because they're getting the physical and digital together, and they're melding to one. And Shane, we got to get VeeFriends on the next one, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyways, shout out to them. That's going to be awesome. Hopefully, Fro and Bro can make it. And also, guys, like we said during Future Watch, we are going to be live streaming the McFarlane Toys Digital Private Party on Wednesday. And here's the alpha on our brand new show, The True Media Show, which is debuting next week, you guys. So stay tuned for that. And I don't know if we're going to have Future Watch next week. I think we're going to postpone it to the next week because our guest is still unsure if they can make it. So I think what we're going to do because of Comic-Con week is we're going to postpone Future Watch and Enter the Verse to the next week. But don't worry, we'll still have plenty of content for you folks next week as well. Virtual radio, as well as the True Media Show and Aloha Friday will still be airing, as well as maybe some surprises. So we'll have to tune in for next week. D, anything else before we get out of here?
Nope. No more beans to spill. Yeah, you've said it all. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see you all in the next time. And yeah, appreciate everybody. Please have a safe and wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah, just go out there and enjoy your Saturday and Sunday and get recharged for the next week. It's going to be great. Thank you, everybody.
Right,
Thank you.
Aloha.
Whoa, the future of content. Let's go. Let's go now.